mood swings, bloating and tender breasts, these are all symptoms of PMS. Our pharmacist has over-the-counter solutions that really work for us today. And bold, dramatic prints there, the latest spring trend. Find out that how every woman can wear them, even if you're 20 to 60. They work on all of us. Now, the mental and emotional symptoms of PMS can make life really, really miserable for an awful lot of women out there. Our pharmacist, Kathy Maher, has a lot of solutions for us today to help ease it. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Maura. How are you? Great, thanks.
Now, PMS, it really affects an awful lot more women than we think. I mean, statistically, does every woman go through this at some stage?
At some stage in their life, someone will have some kind of experience, ranging from maybe a day, 2 days before the onset of the period. Some women have it for up to 2 weeks before, so really half of every month some women can suffer.
Do we know what causes it?
It's down to hormonal and chemical changes. The estrogen and progesterone in your body fluctuates throughout the month, and really for the last 2 weeks of the month that can cause problems. The serotonin levels that you'd hear of in your brain can cause chemical problems, and that's the mood regulator, and that can cause the irritability and some of the emotional symptoms that we have.
I often wonder how come some people suffer more than others.
It's really the way a woman reacts to the fluctuating changes of hormones as opposed to the hormone change themselves.
Oh, I see. So some women might have more of a surge in hormones at a certain time of the month.
And their body may react differently.
Okay.
It doesn't happen during pregnancy or menopause, and that's why it definitely is hormonal.
Oh, I see. Okay. Now, there are emotional symptoms, but there are physical symptoms. I suppose these are the ones we'd all feel.
Absolutely. Things like breast pain or that.
Yes, abdominal cramps.
Absolutely. Abdominal cramps, nausea, vomiting, lack of energy, pain, swollen tender breasts. They can all...
Diarrhea or constipation, is that part of PMS as well?
That can happen. They can have it sort of... Symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome can come up during PMS, and again, it's the body responding to how it reacts to the hormones.
And bloating in your body, I didn't realise when we saw it there in the graphic that you can even have swollen hands.
Swollen hands, again, that's down to fluid retention, and it's the way the body reacts to the hormones. The fluid retention can have swollen hands, swollen ankles, puffy face.
Wow. Okay, the emotional symptoms, I mean, a lot of women just feel a bit unhinged at a certain time of the month, and they're the emotional symptoms.
They're the emotional symptoms, and they can be down to the serotonin. They're down to the mood swings, irritability, anger, depression. Women can be very weepy, and that can last for, as I said, up to 2 weeks for some women. They can be confused, difficulty in concentration, and bouts of crying.
Oh my God, we have it so bad. Now you're going to help us solve some of these things today. We've brought a number of products here and a number of medications. We're going to start with evening primrose oil. How does this help?
Evening primrose oil has been shown to help breast pain that women experience during these fluctuating cycles, and it will help for tenderness, swollen breasts and breast pain that happens throughout the
Okay, and I suppose combined with B-complex, is this for the emotions?
That's for the emotions. It does work on the nerves, and B-complex has B6 in it, and the B6 will work on the nervous system to help regulate the mood. When using those, you would want to use them for at least 3 months to see a big difference, to see whether it's going to actually work.
Do you believe that every woman should take B-complex and evening primrose?
Only unless they need to.
Okay.
If a woman's not suffering from PMS, then there's no need for her to take.
Okay. But in general, because of course, you know, the last time you were on, we had such a big response to you. B-complex is very good to regulate us as well, isn't it?
It's a stress regulator, and because a lot of women that suffer from PMS are at a certain age group, they're under a lot of stress anyway. So even to manage stress levels, B-complex is very effective.
Okay. Now, ibuprofen, this is a painkiller. Is this the most effective one?
It works in a certain way. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, and the way it works, it helps with the abdominal cramps, one of the main physical pains that women would have with PMS. It also has a preventative action, so if a woman regularly gets PMS or regularly gets abdominal cramps, if she takes that 2 to 3 days before her period is due, that can actually have a preventative effect, and she could do that each cycle.
Okay. How often would you take that? Would it be every 3 or 4 hours? Or?
It would be up to 3 times a day. It would work for about 8 hours, so it would be 1 to 2 tablets every 8 hours.
Okay. So ibuprofen, as we said, is an anti-inflammatory type of painkiller. What about paracetamol? Would that work equally as well?
It will work just to kill the pain, but it wouldn't have any effect on the muscle spasm that the body's going into during the cramping.
So basically that's what the reason this pain is because it's muscle spasm and things are changing in your body.
The muscles are inflamed and causing pain.
Right, magnesium you brought in as well.
Magnesium is very effective to help overall with the PMS symptoms a woman would experience, not just one particular one. And this has been thought because some women that have PMS actually have been shown to have magnesium deficiencies.
Okay.
Magnesium supplements can actually help with the overall PMS syndrome.
Okay, and what does magnesium do for our bodies?
It helps connectivity, basically how your cells connect together. It helps the electrical conduction of different things, but for a general PMS aid. It's very effective.
Okay, and it also helps absorb calcium, doesn't it, if you are taking calcium?
It works well with calcium and also vitamin D. And again, women that have PMS can sometimes be shown to have vitamin D or calcium deficiencies.
Wow. And, you know, just on what we're talking about this and on calcium, I mean, I suppose at a certain stage we are losing calcium from our bodies and bone density, and that's important as well, isn't it, for a woman?
It's very important. You stop making your bones really by the age of 35. Your bone turnover begins to reduce. So your bone strength begins to weaken after 35, and certainly by the time a woman enters menopause, her estrogen isn't protecting her bones, so calcium supplements and vitamin D are very important.
So this will be good for us anyway. Okay, you've brought some tests as well that you can actually buy over the counter, and these are diagnostic tests.
Absolutely. There's two types mainly that are sold in pharmacies. The first one are ovulation tests, and what they do is they pick up a hormone called luteinizing hormone, and that surges in a woman's body 2 days before she ovulates, so about mid-cycle.
Okay.
And these work as in the urine, and they work to pick up this. So a woman would use these 3 to 4 days before she's expected to ovulate.
Okay, so this is really if you're trying to get pregnant, it will show you the surge. Hold the little thing up again just to see. Now, is this a test that's used, a urine sample on this little tip here, is it?
So you can either hold it midstream or you can dip it into a sample.
And then the actual result will come up there.
And the result will come up, and that's the same principle on which a pregnancy test will work.
Okay, so pregnancy tests as well.
They work to detect the levels of HCG, and that's human chorionic gonadotrophin, and that's a chemical that's only present when a woman is pregnant, and they're 99% accurate.
And some of them you can actually take before your period is due, or test before your period is due.
Absolutely. One of them in particular will advertise that they are accurate 6 days before, but even as close as 4 or 5 days before would be fine.
Okay, great. Well, it's great to know that there are so many things you can actually get, over the counter and helping ourselves with PMS. And of course, all of Kathy's info, as always, is on the website. That's rte.ie/TV/4Live. You can also check out the Airtel page, and that's 340. And Kathy is going to stay with us today to answer your questions live on air. Now, if you want free and immediate answers to your health problems, get in touch with us. It could be about diet, pregnancy, asthma, diabetes, anything really, in fact. And also, if you don't want to come on air, or if you don't want to read your name out, we can just totally hold that. You don't need to put your name. We'll just still read and give you the information. Okay? Get in touch with us. Here's how to do it.